it's only till very, very recently that we were not completely dependent on men for our survival, and that you guys weren't killing us in the streets. Like, it's so recent in terms of human evolution. And, you know, I did this movie with Neil Brennan, and we wrote it
What's
together.
it called again?
It's called The Female Brain. And it's about all the shit, because I'm obsessed with figuring out, and you're so good at delineating what's nature and what's nurture, what's a choice and what's not, what's biologically, neurologically driven, and what's socially constructed. That's my fascination in life. And like, when all this stuff happens, I'm always trying to figure out this kind of behavioral stuff. And then that it talks a lot about epigenetic imprinting. So it's like, even if your girlfriend at the time had not gone through some sort of trauma with a man, her mom certainly did, and then her mom's mom certainly did, and she carries that with her. So all of a sudden you're in 2016 and a man's yelling at you, and it's like flashback to 1850 when like one of your ancestors was being fucking murdered by a guy. You know, like, we just don't think about that kind of stuff. But what I meant to say is, we used to have the storyline that was about sexual harassment. We ended up kind of changing it. It's the Cecily Strong and Blake Griffin storyline about her, because women are generally wired for consensus. We get dopamine from consensus, right? Because we are physically weaker. I know nobody wants to talk about it.
When you mean by consensus, what do you mean?
In terms of, like, if you guys are arguing about something, I mean, we're on a show that kind of encourages, you know, healthy discourse, and I know you guys a little bit and I feel safe here, but in general, in a work environment, I'm going to try to get everyone to agree, because 2,000 years ago, getting everyone to agree made my life safer. If I'm 8 months pregnant, I need protection from the whole tribe, and I want everyone to agree. I'm going to pretend I agree with things that maybe I actually don't.
That makes sense.
We get dopamine from harmony because I'm less able to defend myself, especially with men. I need you to like me because I need your protection.
Right.
We're not that different. I mean, 200 years ago, I needed your protection. Like, my brain has not caught up to the fact that, like, it's illegal for you to attack me and rape me now.
That doesn't mean anything, though.
I think it means something to our reptilian brains.
But
you know?
the illegal part doesn't mean anything in terms of
that's true.
No one's going to save you.
Totally correct. That's correct. You could kill me, or you could whenever you wanted. But 200 years ago, it was like, you know, there was no phones to even call to report anything. It was just much more common.
But what I'm saying is that today, like anyone saying that fear is alleviated because there's laws against it is crazy.
Totally.
Because those fears are always there.
Completely. In my reptile brain, just in my conscious brain, I'm sort of like, okay, it's less likely that this is going to happen because we all have this illusion of being civilized, you know?
That's all horseshit. I get nervous when I interview Francis Ngannou after a fight. Like when I had to interview him Saturday night, because he's 265 pounds and 6'4", and he smashes people's heads in for a living, and I stand next to him and I feel like a little tiny person. There's just no getting around that.
And here's the thing, and that's why it's like that.
And he likes me. I know he's not going to do anything to me.
But exactly what you're saying to me right now is what I'm trying to explain to people that are like, I don't understand the fucking women's movement. Why are you guys freaking out in the office? It's not like
stop talking to those people.
It's like, what, are we going to rape you? It's like, yeah, maybe. Well, I don't get in elevators with guys. I wait for the next one. I'm scared.
We have tribal thinking. And this is right now, there's tribal boundaries that are being established on the male and female side, and people are picking sides. And there's a bunch of men that are annoyed that people are talking too much about women. Yeah. And there's a bunch of women that are saying, now it's my time to be a fucking crazy bitch and go crazy and attack all these men and take
We're not trying to go crazy.
But there are some. Okay,
maybe I don't know.
What I'm saying is, see you saying that right there. Yeah. We are not trying to do this. Yeah. That's a crazy thing to say because you're
I'm
not all
looping
women.
us all in together.
Right? I'm not all men.
I guess
That's
I
crazy.
just don't know anybody like that.
I do.
I don't. Who? Where?
I know
on
some
Instagram?
crazy people. I know
women?
crazy. Yeah, I follow a lot of really insane people on Instagram. There's a lot of there was a woman that she's like an editor for Vogue or something like that said, here's an unpopular opinion. I am not at all concerned with men being falsely accused of sexual harassment or sexual assault.
Well, that's irresponsible.
Well, but they exist. Yeah. Those people exist. There's the burn it all down people. Yeah. That fuck them or burn it all down. Yeah.
But they're not going to succeed.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's inherently tribal. Sure. This is a tribal thing. Yeah. And it's not, there's no nuance to that. And there's no consideration of all the different kinds of men. There's a lot of men that are considerate and friendly and nice, and they don't, and they're concentrating on themselves, and they don't want anything bad to happen to anybody else. But then there's men who are like, fuck these bitches, fuck all women, they're all whores, bitch, and they listen to rap music. Like, I've been listening to a lot of like really bad rap music lately. That is one of the rare places where you could still just be a straight up misogynist.
Totally. And then do you think, and I don't know the answer to this, do you think, because I think porn definitely affects our psyche and how we view, dehumanize women, just right, especially young people watching it. Do you think that a rap song going destroy that shit, murder that shit, beat that pussy up. Do you think that that affects the way men view women on like a cellular level?
It's impossible that it doesn't. It's impossible. When you have something that's incredibly popular and you're repeating the words to it over and over again, I don't know what percent of an effect it has on a 20-year-old brain, whether it has a 5% effect, you know, over your parenting and what your life experiences have been, or all the various different variables that come into your psyche, like what makes you a human being. I don't know, but that's a factor. It's a factor.
And what happens when you hear beat that pussy? Like, why do guys cheer for that? Like, aren't we also kind of on some level wired to protect? Why isn't it like
Is that a tampon tattoo? Is that a tampon tattoo?
Yes, it is.
What is that?
No, it's a safety pin.
Oh. Okay. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck that tattoo is on your wrist. And I was like, does she have a tampon tattooed on her wrist? That would be hilarious.
What kind of monster do you think I am?
What kind of monster would get a safety pin?
Burn it all down.
Why do you have a safety pin?
It's like a personal thing.
Okay.
It's too much of a bummer. You don't want me to tell you.
Oh,
most of my tattoos are white. I have white ones everywhere.
What? You are fucking crazy.
Here's what I will say is that burn it all down people.
Looks like tattoos are white. I want the pain, but I don't want anybody to see it.
You have fucking 5,000 tattoos. You're covered. Why am I crazy because you can't see mine?
I'm crazy too. I'm not saying I'm not crazy.
I don't think you're crazy.
I'm probably pretty crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
You hide it very well.
Well, I manage it.
Or you channel it. You manage it in healthy ways.
Yeah.
You get it out.
Oh, if I didn't manage it.
If you didn't work out every day, would you just be murdering people in the streets?
I would probably have been in jail a long time ago.
You would be like breaking apes out of zoos and fighting them.
I don't think that. But I think I would have done something really stupid a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that there's a lot of men that have terrible genetics and instincts and environments that they grow up in, and there's a lot of violence in your life, and you either find a way through that, or for me, the way through it was martial arts.
Sure.
If I didn't find martial arts, who knows?
Yeah.
And I think that is one of the best ways for men to not be pieces of shit, because I think a lot of the way people behave is through insecurity.
Totally.
I think a lot of it.
So find pride in other things so that you have do ecstasy.
It give you that'll help too, but give you some security and give you an outlet for your aggression and give you some humility.
Yeah.
Like in martial arts, you get humility. You get strangled all the time. You learn humility.
Right. You get real humble real fast.
It's just, you can't have let an ego. Go. You do it to them, they do it to you. Everybody does it, and you hug, and there's like real, genuine love and affection between the guys that I do jiu-jitsu with. It's very intense. It's as real as it gets.
And here's something, sorry, I just wanted to go back to that Vogue woman for a second, or whoever that was, because it's like, I think what I'm trying to do is understand, like, when a man acts in a way that's violent or whatever, I'm like, what's the root of that? What's going on? What happened in his childhood? Like, what's going on biologically or genetically, or like, what has he been taught? Like, he was failed somehow. If a guy feels the need to like rape a woman, someone failed him, or he's a sociopath and just should be locked up, or is mentally ill, but like, he saw it from his dad, he learned it, hurt people. So it's like, when a woman says like all men should, I don't care if they're like, I'm like, what happened to her that made her think that that's or that's her paradigm?
She probably met a bunch of fucking assholes, and
something went wrong.
Yeah, it was probably guys that she grew up with, guys that were in her life. Maybe
Could
it was
be
her
sexual trauma,
mom's her stepdad. There's a lot of variables.
And I guess I'm just trying to start a conversation. It's like, let's explore what happened back then and how do we sort of stop that shit from going on?
Right.
Whether it's like sexual abuse, physical abuse, whether it's like the messages we get growing up of like, and I don't know how you parent your kids, but the idea of like, all I heard growing up was calm down, relax, it's fine, be seen. Like the messages that we give kids.
Calm down, relax, be fine. About what?
Anything. Anytime I cried or I was injured or whatever, it was calm down, you're overreacting. That's what I heard as a kid growing up.
And that bothered you?
I think it did because
were you overreacting?
It caused me to, I mean, I was a kid.
Right.
I don't know. When kids cry.
But don't you think that kids should be assured, like, it's okay, it's just a small boo-boo, you're going to be fine.
I think it depends. Okay. I think normally what kids do when they're crying is they're just testing to see how available you are to them, right? So when you go, calm down, everything's fine.
Sort of. Let me tell you, I don't know from someone who has kids.
Yeah.
They do that, but then they also recognize that it's a way that they can get attention, so they will overreact on purpose about things.
You have to know the difference.
Yes. They will have fits if they don't go to the movie they like to see.
Sure.
Like if my two daughters want to go see a movie and one of them wins and the other one starts throwing a temper tantrum, you got to go, look, we're going to go see a fun movie.
Right.
Like, you can't get pissed off. Next time, you'll get to choose. But this is crazy. You can't stomp your feet and cry. But she's 7.
Yeah, totally.
You know? But this is like, I have a chance to explain to her that these feelings are natural. Like, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some, but you can't hold on to that. You got to let it go and realize, oh, we're still going to go to see a fun movie.
Right.
It's just not going to be this one. It's going to be that one.
Right.
And, you know, for whatever reason, we made a decision.
Sure.
You know, and we try to be as fair as possible, but you can't have fucking temper tantrums over and
all the time.
Oh, we're going to the wrong restaurant. That, you know, kids do that.
Sure.
That's because they're little kids. They're recognizing that there's some influence, that they have some power over you.
And then I'm going to see how much power I can get and how much attention I can get and how much I can play you. So you just have to figure out the difference. I think for me, I learned to invalidate my own reality and stuff my feelings. I remember a specific moment where I was like, you can't rely on adults. They won't help you.
Back up. You're not in my thoughts at all.